I was completely unrelated thought, right? But I just thought it was appropriate, right? And we are going to talk about the Mortal Kombat sales in just a moment. But I was thinking about if anyone's seen Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Do you remember when he goes to the asylum because they're trying to find out who Ray Finkel is? And he's wearing a tutu and he's like grabbing the ball. He's like, you know, he's doing that. And he's like, now let's look at that in an instant replay. And he's like, no, you know, he goes like all reverse stuff. And he's like sitting on the couch at the end. He's like, right? Right. Anyway, I just had to share that because why the fuck not? Anyway, moving on. Ace Ventura, go watch it, right? Could not be made today. Well, it probably could, as long as you don't care what 3 people on Twitter think, right? This is over on Event Hubs. Mortal Kombat 1 reaches 4 million copies sold at slower pace than Mortal Kombat 11 ahead of Chaos Reign's launch. Apparently, it's still beating out the competition, though, by a small margin. MK1 finds itself in an interesting position, entering the game's 2nd year of content, doing the fan reception, the rough spot, Warner Brothers Discovery. It's still pushing new copies in the hands of players. Yes, but see, this is the unfortunate downside, and I think this is where NetherRealm and Ed Boon have completely lost sight of what makes Mortal Kombat great. See, Mortal Kombat is the party game. It's the game that you load up and everyone just has a blast. It's nothing too serious, but at the same time, John Tobias' storytelling made it a very serious fighting game in a sea of other fighting games that came out at the same time that weren't really doing a whole bunch when it came to creating a really cohesive and really interesting universe. Adding in the digitized characters, the blood, the fatalities, and you got this really awesome mix, right? And so MK for 30 years has always been a seller. What do we get for the 30th anniversary? A fucking trailer. A fucking trailer from a bunch of people saying thank you for giving us money. We will continue to destroy the products that you love. Right? That's what we got. So it's still going to sell, but what they never talk about, which I've talked about a few times on this channel, is retention rates. How many people after the story, or after playing for a little bit, or after playing for one of the little shitty guest characters that tweak their interest for about 24 hours, how many of these people are coming back? How many of these people are willing to spend money in the shop, right? That's the part. You know, like this game is not made for gamers. It's made for making sure that they get back money into the boardroom or whatever the fuck, because it's not made for Mortal Kombat fans. It's made for something else, and it's made for those only pro weirdos that, you know, want to do their like nearly 100% hit combos and stuff like that, you know, and think they're so fucking special because they get a blowjob from their boyfriend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you do you, but that's not up my you know, that's not up my alley. Never will be. In just around 11 months since the fighting game released, MK1 has apparently hit a new sales milestone, right? Warner Brothers Games and NetherRealm Studios revealed MK1 has reached 4 million copies sold, right? In a press release alongside the drop of Cyrax's disgusting trailer for Chaos Reign's expansion. Now, what's really interesting too, right, is that that's 4 million copies across 4 platforms. There's PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch. Right? And don't worry, there is a 4 million, a lot of copies in 11 months. Just wait. Just wait. Certainly does appear to make MK1 the fastest selling fighting game in the new generation, but it doesn't quite... Yeah, that's because they duped. It was a bait and switch. That's why. Because when you watch the initial reveal trailer, and you watch other subsequent trailers, it makes it look like this game is going to be great. The problem is, though, is that they didn't put out a demo. It was very select
influencers that had access to this stuff.
right? So there was no way to have a general consensus of people. The only thing that these people bitched about when they did their coverage in the early days, and like when they did the beta or whatever it was, oh, it's too slow. Bro, the game is slow. Like, the whole fucking game feels like it was made at the retirement home. The whole thing is slow. Oh, I can move fast. Yeah, you can down. Oh, a little bit fast. As soon as you start doing the combos, like, you know. Anyway, Capcom recently revealed that Street Fighter 6 has sold 3.7 million units by the end of June, marking its first year on the market, while Tekken 8 was to hit 2 million, was said to hit 2 million a month. So now that Tekken 8's been out since what? Was it January, February? I guarantee you it's got to be bigger than that, right? I want to know what the sales is for Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Because that game beat Evo, like beat Mortal Kombat 1 at Evo. Now, I don't give a fuck about your esports and shit, but, you know, calling a spade, it obviously is a far more popular game that came out in, was it December of last year, I think it was, right? Came out in December. And it, like, just so having a shorter window of being around, it was still far more popular at Evo. What does that tell you? So NetherRealm Studios continues the trend of outselling its direct competition overall. Yeah, but that's, yeah, again, retention rates. How many people have returned the game? How many people don't play the game anymore, right? However, the numbers are a lot closer than they were during the last console generation. MK11 appeared to set new sales record for the franchise after reaching 12 million copies sold in 2021, and then 15 in 2022, having launched in 2019. While we don't have the full picture in terms of sales data for MK11, those figures do likely put the last entry in the series as pushing at least 6 million in its first year, if not more. Yeah, because we hadn't had an MK game in quite a while. That's the reason why they gave us MK1. Because there's superhero fatigue. No one gives a fuck about superheroes anymore. They were seeing the way that these movies were going in the box office, and they thought, well, we can't put out an Injustice game. This is going to tank. No one cares about this stuff right now, right? So let's just make another Mortal Kombat game. This is why I keep telling people. This is the reason why MK1 feels like an Injustice game, because it was meant to be. That's why you're flying all over the air. That's why people are bouncing everywhere. That's why you're holding people up in the air all the time. Because that's what the superhero games do. Because of their super strength and powers and all that bullshit, right? And if you look into the code, I think it was either Ermaker or the Thenny said that it was referenced to being sidekick instead of cameo, right? That's why you've got General Shao looking like Steppenwolf and stuff like that, you know? Because, like, or at least, you know, that's why he's got the axe. Because I guarantee you that this is what they were making. Because they had Injustice 1, MK10, Injustice 2, MK11, and then it was supposed to be Injustice 3. But we got MK1. Right? MK11 also topped the US sales chart for multiple months in a row and finished the year as the 5th best-selling game in the country for 2019, while MK1 came in at 8th place for 2023. So things are still looking pretty good for MK overall. Yes, on a sales perspective, maybe. But sales don't mean shit. People buy a lot of crap, right? And then after a while, they're like, woman, I'm divorcing you. You let me buy this shit? But its sales appear to have significantly slowed after its first quarter, since they only went up an extra million over the past 8 months. So it sold, remember how they say, I sold 3 million? I think I did a video about it. Sold 3 million or something like, what, beginning of the year, end of last year, right? And MK, this is what I say about the shills. You can stamp a Dragon logo on a pile of shit and they'll still buy it, right? They'll still buy it. But once, you know, word of mouth got around, once people got to play it, that's when people started to go, this is crap. This is why I can't stand all these fucking only pros and the shills and these fucking cocksucking losers out there that sit there and only decided to talk about how bad the game was or how it wasn't doing so well as soon as they got their little, you know, permission slip to start doing it. So, and I am being facetious when I say that. I'm I'm not actually saying that they're actually having permission, but we do know that these people objectively work in a hive mind, right? We have seen people like Dynasty being cut out of the group because he spoke up and was honest about the games in the past, and his collective so-and-so called, MK buddies decided to just toss him to the wind. Because, oh, how dare you speak up about this product? How fucking idiotic are you, right? To run defense for this shit. I don't give a fuck if somebody slags a favorite game of mine, or a favorite anime, or a favorite movie. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, who cares? But these people care. These people care because there's a financial incentive to care. And only when they start sort of going, oh, everyone else is starting to talk bad about it, maybe I could say something. I'll mostly say it's positive, but I don't really like this, right? And then you get the people out there to go, oh, I'm going to give you my constructive feedback because that's the most important thing. We need to give proper feedback. These fucking people don't give a shit about us, man. You think they give a fuck about you, me, or anyone that's saying this shit? No. But I care about Mortal Kombat. And I need a fucking outlet. Right? I need an outlet. When Mortal Kombat 9 got banned in Australia, I wanted my voice, and Total MK wanted his voice and many others' voices to get out there. To expose a system that had been banning games in Australia for a very long time. Right? And MK was the final straw because that was my baby. Right? And it looked amazing, and it was amazing. Right? I say looked amazing because I obviously didn't have it in my hands then. Because, well, it was still coming out, and then we found out it was banned. Right? And because of that banning, because of everyone's contribution, eventually fixed the rating system. So we got a proper rating system like the rest of the world for gaming. Right? That, I was glad that my voice was heard of, but they don't give a fuck about this. What I care about is sharing my voice, so I get this off my chest. And also, so other people don't feel alone. Other people, might say something and they're free, you fucking loser or whatever. And then they get on the internet and like, whoa, hang on a sec, there's other people that feel the same, right? That's what I care about. So that way you guys, if you've spoken up about stuff before and you've been shunned for it, you don't have to be, right? And even if you like the game, you're still welcome here, right? I don't give a shit. Although many players seem to enjoy the core gameplay system in MK1, I hate this. This is an absolute lie, right? I was on a cigarette lighting or you know what I'm saying? Anyway, right. That's a bullshit, man. Come on, man. Yeah, we want to be taking 50% of our health for one hit. Miss. Yeah, sure. Yeah. The game has faced criticism for its handling of the cameo fighters. Yeah, because they never should have existed. Cosmetic DLC practice. Yes. Glitches. Yes. Grindy invasions. Yes. And some more issues that have hurt its retention. Oh, there we go. Finally. At least we get someone mentioning retention. Thank you. This also comes at a time. That's why do you think they're giving away these free skins? Right? These fucking weirdos in Netherrealm are like, oh, Epic Games is giving away some free shit constantly and not helping them, by the way. Epic Games Store was giving away free games for a long time, and they still are. Because they were trying to entice people to go over to their platform to use it, and they were trying to essentially, knock Steam off its pedestal. But what the mistake that they made at Epic Games was poaching games that had even been advertised on Steam for a really long time. Walking into the developer, handing them a big wad of cash and saying, listen, we'll pay for any loss of sales or anything like that. You can have like $1 squillion right now. Which is essentially saying we don't even fucking care if your game sells in our store. We just give you the money. We just want to have your game on our store to try and get people away from their store. And it failed. Because PC gamers realized after a while that all of the games that were over there eventually came back over to Steam. Never works. And now we see NetherRealm doing the same sort of similar thing. Oh, we're going to give you away these free skins because we love you and you're so great. Yeah, you put these great... By and large, the skins aren't bad. But you put these skins in a shit game. Right? It's like going down on a chick and she hasn't washed in a year. Yeah, it's pussy, but do I need to take a fucking penicillin shot? Like, anyway. This also, also comes at a time Warner Brothers Discovery is really hurting for money, reportedly looking to selling off some of its potentially, if not, or potentially all of its gaming division. NetherRealm Studios has already been hit by layoffs that included the entirety of their mobile games division, and shuttering the Mortal Kombat Onslaught after just a year. Yeah, because I think I did a video on it about the trailer, so who the fuck asked for this? Alright, Mortal Kombat itself, though, won't be going away anytime soon, considering Zaslav stated the fighting franchise is one of Warner Brothers' billion-dollar IP alongside DC and Harry Potter. Yes, and look at the way they're all tanking, except for Harry Potter. In fact, the reason why Hogwarts Legacy was so successful, right, is because, you know, and the Streisand effect, I suppose, as well, but people have been itching for a modern-day amazing Harry Potter game set in a nice open world, and we got that. It's an amazing game, right? And then the backlash was because J.K. Rowling, you know, because she doesn't believe men can become women, she's now a fucking terrorist, right? So therefore, you know, there was this massive backlash which created a Streisand effect, which just meant that now, like, people are more interested and more eager to get the game because not only is it, like, looking like a great game, but it's making the they-thems mad, and it was just a win-win, right? But that's the only game that has sold well, right? The only game. Now, they do have another, I think Warner Brothers have another Harry Potter game coming up, I think, next month. The Quidditch Champions or some fucking shit where you fly around on your big dick and go through holes. It sounds like monkeypox fucking orgy. Anyway! Right? Anyway. So they plan to support the game for years. Yeah, we heard that bullshit before. We heard that in MK11. Right. It's interesting to see, however, that while Street Fighter 6 more than doubled the first year of Street Fighter 5, MK1 hasn't quite lived at what came before. 4 million games is still nothing to shake a stick at, but again, as he's already pointed out, retention. Now, this is the thing I wanted to really show you. Right. Black Myth Wukong sold 10 million copies, right, across all platforms. I'm assuming, when was this? This is on the 24th, so what's the date today? It was like yesterday, right? And this, look, most normies probably aren't tuned into a lot of the, like, culture war crap, although maybe more now, but, you know, Black Myth Wukong is the, you know, Journey to the West Chinese fucking story, right? I was watching a video the other day at Total MK, and he mentioned about Black Myth Wukong and Monkey, or Monkey Magic, you know, we used to call it when I was young. I used to watch Monkey, right, in the afternoon. Like, Monkey used to come on, I think at like 5:30 in the afternoon in Australia, right? And it was amazing. You know, you had Sandy, Pigsy, Trippy Taka, who I didn't know at the time, but it was actually played by a woman. Beautiful woman who was taken far too young, tragically. And of course, Monkey himself, right? And it was just amazing, because it was great martial arts. You know, I tell you what though, like, because imagine Pigsy in this day now. I mean, Pigsy was the wannabe womanizer. He'd be like, oh, come here, lady. He'd get all, like, flirty and shit. And then, like, as soon as he got too flirty, his face would turn into a pig and freak the women out, right? And then every time Monkey misbehaved and stuff because he was wearing the headband, right? Trippy Taka would, like, you know, do her spell and he'd be like, ah! Right? He'd fucking pull the hair out and blow on it and turn it into a staff, and he'd be doing his, this is for the old bloke out there. He used to summon the cloud, right? He'd be like, You know, and all the sound effects and shit, and the fucking pink cloud appear. You jump up on it and fly around. I fucking love that shit, man. It was great, right? And you know what? There was nothing to do with it. Oh, but they had Trippy Tucker play. No, Trippy Tucker play a woman. It wasn't because they were trying to do some woke shit, right? It just happened that way. Like, nobody gave a fuck, right? But the point is, though, is that this game has no woke. It's just telling a story. It's got great action, beautiful graphics. I haven't loaded it up yet. My 4090 is going to go brrrr. That's okay, baby. Don't worry. Don't worry. Daddy's going to feed you. Right? So I've got it. I just haven't loaded up yet because I want to play it with my son on the big TV. Right? Beautiful game. All the trailers, everything. Like, it's gorgeous. No woke shit. And all the liberal media was having a fucking meltdown over it. You know? And so then, in part, maybe, just maybe, there was and it's a small studio too. And also, apparently the people put out press release, don't talk about feminism, don't talk about woke shit, don't talk about this or that if you want to cover the game. It was very specific, and thank God for that, because they have realized, I mean, I tell you what, China and Korea are saving the game right now, everything between this and the First Descendant. They are absolutely recognizing the parasite and disease that is going on in the West with woke shit. And they're like, you're not covering our game. If you cover our game, you mention any of that dumbass gay crap, you're out. Get the fuck out. Right? You lose access. And that was good. 10 million copies for a single player game. Right? And Mortal Kombat, a franchise that has been around for 30 years. Right? Now you could argue it's a fighting game, it's a niche genre in this day and age, and yeah, that's fair enough, that's true, I suppose. Right? But still, when you make a great game, people want to spend the money. People want to buy it and invest in it. Is everyone going to like it? No. Absolutely not. Right? And the other thing too they mentioned here is the concurrent players. We have seen countless times MK11 having a higher player base retention rate than MK1. And that's an old ass game. Look at the amount of players that they had at one point. I don't know what it's like now. 3 million concurrent players on, like, actually no. No, it was over 2 million on Steam alone. So shout out to all us brethren of the PC Master Race. We are absolutely carrying the torch for this game, right? When you make a great game, it's gonna sell. We got Space Marines 2 coming out in a few weeks, right? And I think that's going to be gangbusters as well. It's looking fucking psychotic, right? I cannot wait, right? And I was really worried because I thought they didn't have PvP, but apparently they got PvP in it, and I'm just going to fucking live in that game. That's like Warhammer's like Space Marine, you know, that's like Mortal Kombat in a mech suit. You're just doing like sickest fucking killing moves and blood everywhere and shit. It's just amazing, dude, right? But that's what happens when you make a great game. People want to buy it, right? And the worst thing that people do is they run defense for obviously bad behavior. They run defense for bad design and very, very, very disease-ridden type practices and communist type tactics shit that we see with wokeism and, you know, DEI and Sweet Baby and all this horse shit. None of that is in this game. And partly Streisand effect, maybe, but this game, 10 million copies. Right. The world is healing. It's just going to take a little bit longer, hopefully, for us to finally maybe get Mortal Kombat back again. Anyway, catch you next time.